up, guys? Welcome back, True Beast. Here's the master, Mr. True Beast.
What's going on, guys?
We're about to take his whip for a ride and get you guys out of the German world.
Yeah, I had a lot of requests of people telling me who they just like to hear some sounds and cold starts and drive-bys and whatever. So we're gonna take you guys for a ride, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And this is gonna be one of the real pulls and real drives and real life, and hopefully people and you guys will like it. So tell us what you guys want, and we'll try to come back to you guys as fast as we can.
Yeah, and you're on corn, right, today?
Yes, I am. Yep, I'm running on E85. It's not high boost, it's about 22 pounds right now, so we're still running about 700s, so hopefully it'll be a nice ride.
And so ethanol, E85 in the tank. What did it actually come out to? E91?
Yeah, I filled up with 92% E, so I still had 4 gallons of normal gas, so it's pretty much about maybe 65 right now. It's still good enough, so it's still good power, and good thing is it never smells. That's the best thing.
So we're on E65, and we'll show you guys cold start on ethanol.
Let's do it.
Perfect. I can see you in the screen.
Yeah, it's actually one of the things I wanted to do, because the OEM one was just one of those stock, no screen, none of that stupid things that I never liked. So this one's kind of nice because you have the CarPlay and everything, so you just swaps your phone straight to the screen, and it's really nice actually. It looks pretty good on this car, to be honest. A few things I didn't tell you guys about this car is that this car actually full CAN bus, which means I got AC, heater. As you guys can see, actually my dash is completely functional, so everything in this dash works perfectly fine, no problems whatsoever. And I don't have that most of the gauges and different screens and stuff like that people do. This is the way I like it. I just don't like a bunch of stuff in my face and stuff like that. And this is the OEM shifter I've told you guys before. I actually made it so it looks exactly as stock. I even have the stock FRS shifter knob in here. It is a 5-speed, but hey, we like to fool people, so why not? And it sits perfectly well. I never had to cut the tunnel or anything else, and all these buttons and everything work perfectly fine. So this car is actually a perfect daily that you want without any issues or any defects or anything you have to worry about. So I never actually took you guys for a ride before, so this is what we're gonna do now, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Actually, I enjoy driving it, so well, let's go. The clutch feel on this car, like I mentioned before in my other video, is a Drift Motion Super Single, and it's beautiful clutch to work with. It's like the clutch feel is OEM. You don't have any heavy stuff. You don't have that ankle problem or whatever with these heavy clutches. It's drivable as a normal car, guys. Like, I can't explain that enough. It's so much nicer to have a car that has so much power and still to be drivable as a normal car. It's really, really nice.
let's give them some windows up and no engine sounds from the outside, and
let's do it.
so it's nice quiet car. AC still works, heater still works.
Yes, sir. Everything as it's supposed to be. And everything else, you know exactly what's going on bad, and you can fix it in no time. You know what I mean? So do your thing, guys. Just never be afraid, man. I mean, that's what we did. We never knew anything, and then we started building. We started breaking stuff, and that's gonna happen. It's not a bad thing. Breaking stuff and fixing stuff, and that's the way to learn. So just do what you gotta do, man.
Nice. So when are you gonna put a big blue stick shift in here?
Whenever I got more money.
We need to stick it up so it like sits up here next to the AC and keep your hand cool when you're driving.
So you got one of those ninja shifters?
Ninja shifters.
To be honest, this shifter is actually really nice and smooth that I don't really have a necessity to change it, but if I can get something that's actually better, obviously I will like to change it. But my future plans for this car to have a T56 with the Ford 8.8 rear end with nice axles and full built motor, so we can get the power that I want. So far I don't have any problems with this setup that I have, and surprise to a lot of people out there that likes to race, or they just come around. They know the FRSs are actually pretty slow from the factory, and they like to come around and just play with me, thinking that I'm slow, and then they're not expecting anything hard from coming this. So let's try to do a second, third pull. There we go.
This car right now, as it sits right now, I spent about, well, because most of the welding and everything else is done by me and my buddy right here, I didn't spend as much money. So I spent about, to be honest, maybe $15,000 to $20,000 with all the things that I have and had to buy. So in my opinion, I don't think that's a bad idea or bad thing to do. Is because when I first was trying to do the swap, people usually ask about $20,000 to $30,000 just to throw the motor back in the car. And I'm talking about like nothing functions, you know what I mean? Just the car starts and you basically, that's all you get. But in this case, because I built it myself, everything that I wanted to be working, it's working. As you guys can tell, AC is running and we're cool as hell. And nobody can talk me out of this AC anymore, man. Once you enjoy this stuff, it just never goes back anymore, man. It's like when you go turbo, you never go back from that. And the cool part is because it's not like a really expensive or like, hey, check it out, it's a Ferrari, or check it out, it's a Supra or whatever. You don't get as much attention from it, so you're not getting annoyed everywhere you go. I mean, yes, this car does attract a lot of people because it looks kind of nice, but you can actually drive anywhere you want without having too much attention, and you can still enjoy it. And that's the cool part, is because a lot of these expensive cars likes to play around thinking, hey, look, check it out, it's a cute little car, let's go play with him. And then when they get busted by me, and then they're like, oh, what the hell? And that's the cool part, you know what I mean? And that's why we build our stuff, man. We build our stuff to be surprising, to be honest, you know what I mean? So, yeah, what can I say, man? I mean, buddy of mine right here, he knows me since I had this car before, and he knows what kind of, how much problems I had before and how many things I couldn't find and stuff like that. And he was with me the whole build. And,
well, we can say ×2 on the problems, because, you know, I used to have one of these too.
Yeah, exactly.
It never worked right either.
So, yeah, when I choose to go with the 2JZ, he backed me up. He said, hey, man, you're doing the right choice. Is because me and him were tired about building those damn Subaru motors, man. I mean, yes, they can be all right, but they can never be, hey, let's go for a race, it's 500 miles away and come back safely. It's never going to be one of those. It's always going to be like, am I going to make it? You know, and it kind of sucks after you spend so much money building it. So here you go, guys. You see that we're driving normally, like normal cars. We're not annoying anybody. It's because it's not as loud as you guys think it's going to be with the 2JZ. I mean, nobody knows what I have, you know, and that's the cool part, because your neighbors will never be annoyed from you.
And don't worry, we'll end the video off with the Volkswagen.
There you go.
Well, let's end this off right. Any other thoughts, comments, anything else you want to say?
Hey, man, like I said, guys, I mean, subscribe to us, write the comments, and anything that you guys want to know, more information, or if you guys are building a different build, we know a lot of information that we can actually help you guys out. And so write it out, and then we can help you guys out. And never be afraid to take a challenge, man. Just do it as you want it. Just, you know what I mean? Never fails, to be honest.
Awesome, guys. See you in the next one.
All right, peace out, boys.